But I do get asked a lot what to do or how to get into ag.
Yeah. Is that a question you get asked a lot, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, at least a couple of times a week.
Really? Is that New Zealand pilots or is that all around the world?
I don't actually know. I assume some of them are overseas and some definitely are, but I assume most of them are in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So this podcast is just all about answering your questions that you get asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we run out of things to say, a good mate of mine, PT, wants to know why we work in tailwinds, or to explain it.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
If the conversation runs flat, we can talk about that.
We can default to tailwind operation, eh?
Yeah.
Perfect. I think I do a nicer landing with a tailwind anyway, but...
yeah. Well, I like it because it means you got a headwind takeoff.
That's right, yeah. Bigger question is, why do we only have one-way airstrips?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your normal answer to getting into ag?
I would always say have a Google of your local operators, find out who's there, get in touch with them, and make yourself known, arrange a time to meet up with them, chew the fat, have a yarn, talk about whatever, and explain to them what you want to do and whatever your options are. Because at least in New Zealand, it's not far. Even if you're in the middle of the biggest city, it's still not far to go to an ag operator.
No, that's right. And that's what I do. Remember the old Wings directory? I don't know if they still do them. It was like a booklet and used to come out every few years, and it had like a directory of all the operators in New Zealand, like everything from 135 to ag. And so I got like a copy of it, and I went through and I highlighted every ag operator that had more than 3 aircraft, because I figured 1-man bands and 2-man bands would be pretty hard to.
Yeah.
But 3 and plus, it's me. And so I got the addresses and then drove around the country and knocked on every single door.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to Andy. Yeah.
That's really clever.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, because the Wings directory listed like what aircraft they had, what type of work they did, everything. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Never heard of it, never seen it.
Oh, I'll find an old copy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a book, AP.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to get printed every so many years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, the sun's shining there, Hoodie.
Fuck, mate, she's always shining in grey mouth.
Is it an ironic name then?
I don't know why they came up with grey mouth. It's definitely not that here. Everyone should move here.
Yeah.
And then get sickened by stuff from the pharmacy. The
local pharmacy.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a good pharmacy, is it?
Yeah.
That's very subtle, Hoodie.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's no mosquitoes or sandflies here, so don't come prepared for those things either.
But I suppose the pharmacy would sell everything that you would need to, prevent that from happening.
We've got the I had a giggle today. We've got the Coast to Coast challenge tomorrow.
Yes.
It starts here.
Does it start tomorrow, or does it start prepping up?
No, I'm pretty sure they go tomorrow.
Sure.
6 o'clock
Thursday.
tomorrow.
10th or 12th?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah,
anyway.
Come on.
So we had people rolling in town coming into the pharmacy today, and they're looking for electrolytes, and I thought, you've left it till now to get your electrolytes, and you're relying on Greymouth to have them.
The pharmacy at Greymouth.
Yeah. But of course we did.
Everything
you need, of course.
Well, you know what you sell them, eh? You just, those orange sachets, I can't say it, the orange little things that you take when you have diarrhea.
Hydrolyte.
Hydrolyte, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They are just electrolytes.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, we've got those too.
What's that, Faye? What are you doing? that a tick?
No, I said we've got those too. We've got anything you need.
Oh,
yeah.
do you? Oh, it's good. And
I just thought,
tell me
this
what-
is the most airtime I'm going to get because I'm waiting for you guys to kick me off soon. So I thought,
That-
fuck,
now-
I'll just get a quick promotional.
You're going to be sponsoring these soon, Hoodie.
Yeah. Proudly brought to you by
Greymouth Pharmacy.
Unique Molson.
That's the one.
www.
Tell us, Hoodie, what would someone get to help not prevent sandfly bites, but once they've been bitten?
Yeah.
Like what- yeah.
Oh, you know that bloody pine tessil or whatever it's called. Once you've got bitten, or if you've had chicken pox or anything like that,
Yeah.
it's this. You can get it in a spray, or you can put it in a bath or whatever. It's like a yellow. It comes out yellow, and you think you're going to come out of the bath all yellow, but that stuff's incredible.
Is it?
Yeah,
Stops the itchiness.
yeah, stops the itchiness. Just
Wow.
dead in its tracks.
And do you
'Cause
sell
remember-
that?
Yep. Pine or something. Pine.
Man,
it's got
imagine
pine
if
in-
you knew what the actual name was. Imagine
Yeah.
how many
Wow.
sales you'd get.
No, because now it's a secret and you only get the answer at Unity. No, shit, I can't remember. But no, that stuff's good. That stuff's the goods. That stuff. But yeah, don't ask me any more questions. It's only a sheer fluke that I knew the answer to that one. half of it, anyway.
I once had when I was flying the Fletcher and I was taxiing in, it was real hot and I had the canopy back in I was wearing my overalls, had my arm out with the, like the sleeve open so the air can blow into the arm and get the air all through your body.
Yeah.
Oh,
And a bee flew into there and stung me on my arm, and
No.
took me a while to get it out because it was right up there. I can't remember exactly where it stung me, but I had to stop first. Obviously, I was taxiing through, and then figure out what was going on and try and shake the thing out of my arm, and then roll up my arm sleeve, pull it out, and it was a non-event for that anyway. But I shut down and got out, and I started eating my lunch. It was a nice big, what do you call those, pizza bun rolls. Took forever munching through it, and I was about halfway through, and it felt like I'd just gone to the dentist. When you get
Yes. I know what's just
Oh,
happened.
no.
anesthesia in there, and
Yeah.
it took. I thought I was going insane because it was a really bizarre feeling. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out I was eating all of the bee sting juice or whatever you call it.
You didn't even. It wasn't another bee. It was just what was on your hand.
Yep, just what was on my hand from picking the bee
Yeah.
sting out and having it on my fingertips and then holding my bun, eating that.
Oh. I thought that you're just having a allergic reaction and it was just going up there.
No.
Yeah, I thought you were eating another bee because I had to take Mum to the hospital at Christmas time. We're having a cup of tea and some Christmas cake, and all of a sudden, Mum starts yelling and like her mouth all started closing up, and she had eaten a bee, but it stung her at the back. Like we took her to the hospital and they pulled the stinger out, but it was right in the back of it, but all closed up, and yeah, it was.
Sheepers.
fuck it.
Yeah. It wasn't wasn't fun. Yeah.
Those bloody XL vents, they're positioned down there, and even if you have them facing up to your face, if a bee comes in there, it just goes straight into your crotch or on your leg, and it's always on takeoff, so you're taking off, and then you see it come in, so you're like, fucking don't go anywhere, just stay there, and you've got to try and get airborne before you can start.
And are you in your stubbies?
I used to be stubbies. I went towards overalls in the end.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I always had a bee stole away. Like, they'd just come through the vent and just end up hanging out in the cockpit for a while.
Yeah.
The good ones in summertime, I only remember it in the Fletcher for some reason, but when the bees would smash against the little vent, the one that comes straight into the cockpit on the front canopy,
Yeah.
they would hit it, but then the cockpit would smell like candy floss.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, it's really
There
cool.
you go.
Never had that in the Cresco or XL or anything else, just in the Fletcher.
A bit of, yeah.
I don't know what must have mushed it up and vaporized it to some extent, and all that came through with a little fumes of it. Or I'm just dreaming it. I don't know.
Sweet like honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God.
Oh, this is, riveting stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see that news today of that bloody $1 billion worth of cocaine found in the ocean?
No. What, from a plane?
Oh, I don't know where it's come from. They just found it. Just in New Zealand waters.
What?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No.
I have heard there's a reason for it. It's been happening a bit, I think, apparently. What was it? Yeah, someone was telling me people drop off cocaine in one of the islands, but with the storms, it's been pushing it all our way.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you found that, why would you hand it in?
Yeah, well, so I was working in Guam. We were surveying Guam before COVID, and one of the ground handlers said that a guy there found the same thing in Guam, but he didn't hand it in. He kept it.
Good man.
But do you think you can keep a secret like that? Like you're on an island like Guam, and all of a sudden a dude's rolling
And
around.
all of a sudden, you're the funniest person on the island and the happiest.
Secret doesn't stay long, you know. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're ripped and got heaps of energy.
Got caught.
And no bridge between your nasal cavities.
What's that movie with Tom Cruise? Have you seen that one?
American Made.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a good movie.
That is good. And it's all true, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Top
about
man.
that? That'd be a way to make a living.
Yeah, yeah.
To some extent. Maybe not for me. Oh, yeah, no, maybe for a little while. Same with spraying. Spraying the coca in wherever that is. South America, I presume.
Yeah. Is that with like the armoured planes?
The 802s was...
The guns. Have they got guns or have they just got the armoured plating?
Armoured plating, and they got like Iroquois or gunships that follow them around, apparently.
Yeah.
What's the point of them being behind you?
I don't know.
To revenge your death.
Yeah. That would have good danger money with it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Someone, I can't remember who was telling me they got offered to go there decades ago, and he reckoned they'd be set up for life for him and for his kids with the amount just from doing one tour. I don't know how long a tour is, but yeah. I don't know why
life tour.
Yeah.
Never come back.
I don't know why they don't use drones there. Like, why they got to have people go in and do it. Or at least have a fighter jet go in really fast and just blow each paddock up rather than have to spray it.
Yeah, high level way.
Oh, it's not spraying it to help it grow, it's spraying it to kill it.
Yes.
I thought we were in the growing business.
Oh. Well, there'd be good money in that too.
Yeah,
and you probably won't get shot down.
No, I thought it'd be better money.
You'd be protected from those Iroquois gunships.
But that's why they're behind you, chasing you.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. For the first job, you'd have to have air grading, I suppose, wouldn't you?
No.
Yeah.
Depends on the life expectancy. Might not be worth it.
For the second job, I don't think it would matter as much. I don't think they'd care too much about.
Yeah, because you got the hang of it by then. You'd be away. Yeah, there were people when we were in Africa. Some of the guys in where were we? DRC in Congo, and some of the fellas went and got some diamonds from in the markets. Did you ever go anywhere and see the diamond markets?
Nah, no. We're in Tanzania, and I know one of the operators frequency got one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
Did it get legitimate?
I hear too many dodgy stories.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this was one of them. One of the operators, what are they, geophysicists that
Yeah.
work the computer in the survey plane. He went to the market one day, and we checked out the markets as well, and you could see I don't know, it was the size of a basketball court type area, but it was just rows and rows of desks that were all one beside the other, and the next row would only be 2 meters away, and there's seats on one side of it, and everyone sitting down had their little handful of diamonds, and you just wander around and ask them what they've got and have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there and saw. Oh, I can't remember the price. It was dirt cheap anyway to go and get they're all uncut diamonds, but have you seen them? They still look like diamonds, like
Yeah, right.
the diamond shape, which confused me. I didn't realise that, but there you go. Yeah, and they had, there would have been thousands and thousands of diamonds there. The biggest one I saw, I don't know how to grade them, but you could chuck it on a ring and be doing pretty well off it. And that would have been, I think $20 was the cheapest for a tiny one, and then a real big one I saw, which looked real clear and looked good, that was $4 or $5 grand.
Jesus.
But I never bought. I was way too scared. One of the other fellas bought one of the operators.
Yeah.
He's South African, and he ended up having to get evacuated of sorts soon as everyone found it. All the locals found out there's a target on his head, so he got out of there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I assumed they wanted to get him they knew he had money. I have no idea. But even we were targeted. I don't even know why. Like, we'd drive from the airport. This was in Bujimai in DRC. I don't know where that is, sort of the eastern side. Deep in there anyway. And just the drive from the airport to the hotel, well, not even a hotel, it was just a shoddy apartment. And one day we were driving back, and we just packed the plane up, left it to some local security guy, hopped in the car, hit traffic, like it was a 10-minute drive total, 5 minutes in, hit traffic. Someone spotted us, a local, and then don't know what he said, but everyone came over and surrounded the whole car. Would have been about 40 or 50 people. And I thought it was funny at first, but when our translator got really quiet and sort of things got a bit serious, it wasn't too pretty after that.
Became less funny.
Yeah. And it was apparently because they thought we were American.
Oh,
but
right.
I don't know why they don't like Americans, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I did ferried through there a couple of times. One time went pretty smooth, but the second time not so smooth. And then I did a job there somewhere in the south. I can't remember the name of the town, but yeah, I was me and another guy. We were just walking. I can't remember where we were walking, but these guys tried running us over. Sort of, yeah, wasn't overly nice. But yeah, one time ferrying through there, someone came up to us at the airport and asked to see our pilot's licenses, and had a big long argument with him about expiry dates. He's like, no, these have no expiry dates. These are, and it's like, no, it's lifetime. He goes, no, it's not possible. Where is the expiry date? And it got a bit heated.
Yeah. Was that in Kinshasa?
Yeah.
When we went through there, pulled up, had to pay a security to watch the security company that was supposed to be watching the plane, and then we pulled out, and you get let out, and then 10 meters later, there's the locals with their guns, and they've got a log across the road to get out of the airport. So you get let out the first barrier, but then you have to pay to get out the next barrier, and then you're away. But it's just crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to pay.
Yeah.
Mm.
We had in Timbuktu, they had a barrier like that, But I think after a while, all the guys just got sick of it. So you're driving up, it's a big, long, straight road, but Sahara Desert, all around. So we just drove around it. Yeah. Because they just had some old drums and a piece of wood, and so on the road, and so we just drove around it and made us all look at you, and we're like, oh. Because we'd go past it every single day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, golly.
Our bribes weren't quite so bad in Angola anyway. In Luena, have one of you flown there? Did one of you take over that job? No. Must have been someone else. In eastern Angola, this town, the airport was an old, from the war, so Hercs and MiGs used to take off from there. There's an old Hind parked up in one of the hangars there, looking pretty sad. But anyway, we were the only people that stayed there overnight. During the day, there'd be some Russian Antonov turn up a few times in a Boeing 727. And for gas, there was this big old army, big dark green with a fuel tanker on it. That was what we got our gas from. And it took a crew of maybe a dozen people to fuel us up. And to start with, they wouldn't come straight away unless we bought them some Fanta or some orange drink. I don't even know what it was. I don't think it was Fanta, but if we didn't give them that, then we just had to wait, and they'd just be dicks about it and just sit there and diddle around. It's not like anyone else was coming.
Yeah.
But we eventually came to some agreement. We'd give like the leader a can and go through and ration it out over a few days. And it had no starter motor, this truck, so they all had to push start it and then turn it, put it into gear and pull the clutch out. And it had no brakes, so they had two people that were sitting there with the chocks when it needed to stop, shove the chock under, and then a third one down the other end to put the chock the other way because it would rock up on the chocks and roll backwards. And then eventually get ourselves all fueled up, and it was entertaining to say the least. Good fun.
It almost sounds just like standard Africa, eh? Like no brakes, no starter.
Yeah,
they loved an engine light, eh?
Oh.
Just so you could get the most engine lights.
Yeah. They no what do you call that? No safety consciousness in their heads. Like they get real close to the plane, so I'd always put my strobes on when I'd start up after refueling to try and scare them away, which led to me flying for 8 hours with my strobe lights on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Tell the audience what happens when you're surveying, magnetic surveying with strobes on.
When you survey with the strobes on, you get these spikes in the data, and it's not good. And that's
8 hours of not good.
Yeah, and we did 2 flights that day, so it was the lunchtime refuel.
Yes,
and then I went out, so it would have been our best and biggest day, like 6 full daylight. We were out.
She did it twice.
I only did it once, but it was the afternoon shift where I took over, and I thought, well, if I'm going to fly, I'll be safe, turn the strobes on, but I'll turn them off as soon as we get airborne.
Yeah, sure you will.
Yeah. No. Do your checklists, everybody.
That's right. That's why you have checklists.
Yeah. I was with Trusty then. We were like halfway through a run. We'd been flying for hours, and I remember looking down, and then it sunk in that I left the strobes on, and I turned them off. And he didn't say anything for a couple of minutes. And then he's like...
Then what did he say? I
can't remember exactly what he said, but you know him, he's pretty cruisy anyway. It was
he's pretty cruisy.
That's probably not good.
Yeah.
He would have said it just like that, too.
Yeah. Pointing out the obvious, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really not good. Yeah, straight up like that. Oh, should we go have a beer then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking hell.
Yeah, I felt pretty bad about that one. But oh well. Live and learn.
That's right.
Live and
Yep.
learn.
No, that stuff's all full of great adventures over there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that place of the winter, that was cool for looking at some planes. Off the end of the runway, a Hercules crashed, and you can go drive on the road to the local demining company, NGO, non-government organisation that does the demining.
What's demining? Like
Landmines, demining.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's 5,000 or there were, when we were there, 2007, I think it was, 5,000 landmines all around the airport, just around the runway.
Yeah.
And the fighting stopped, obviously, and these guys know the guy who planted all the landmines, so they're using him to help find them all.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, so we were having a beer with him, the guy that planted all the landmines around there.
Yeah,
And
right.
when you sidetracked a bit there, but when you drive to the demining compound, you cross the extended centre line, and then right beside the road there's an engine, and apparently that's from the Herc that crashed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty cool. And we went somewhere for a lunch or a tea with some random people one day, and you go for a drive down the shoddy road. I called them reverse roads because instead of having potholes, the whole road was gone apart from like a small section where it was all raised up, and there would be like sections of raised sealed bits, so no one ever drove on the road. You just drove beside it. It was the best thing, or the safest thing and smoothest. But we'd go for a drive out to somewhere, I think it was with the demining group, and walk through this maize field, and then go and have a cup of tea with these people there and catch up with them. Actually, it might have been the person who planted all the landmines. And as you're walking through the maize field, you look down, and there's little twigs that are arranged like in a square, several twigs that are arranged there, and just in amongst all of the maize that's growing. And we're asking them about it, and it's all the landmines.
Don't stand here.
Yeah, that's how they mark it. So they still
with twigs.
Yeah, with twigs. They still farm that whole area.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, crazy.
Just don't step on the twigs.
Yeah.
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 Far out.
Yeah, and don't get a flat tire and go off the side of the runway or off the end of the runway because the landmines are still there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
adds a different element, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The only way you can be the most certain about demining is by physically on your tummy crawling through with a knife and poking. You see, that's what they were saying. That's the only way to do it. They were training rats. They trained, what else did they? All these random animals, but they said rats were the best ones.
And the rats blow up.
No, they just sniffed them out because the rats
sniff them out.
Yeah, they were light enough to not set them off. I think the dogs could set some of them off.
Gotcha.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, landmines are pleasant,
I saw just
they?
like a plough, on tracks, just going through, and it was just setting them off.
Yeah.
But it didn't. Why don't they do that?
They've got those as well. Those big an armoured vehicle thingy with a big long arm out the front and chains that just constantly flip it.
Jesus.
Yeah, they said that's not 100% because it could easily miss one.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, we got told about all the different types of mines, like the anti-personnel ones or the ones that they shoot. You stand on it and it pops up to like waist height or something first and then explodes.
Oh,
way more carnage, eh?
Yeah. Designed to maim you. I think they didn't want to kill you because if they kill you, then you're dead. you're out of the game. But if they hurt you, then you're
Taking
taking
2 or
someone
3
else out of
others.
the game.
Yeah,
to
That's
come and
right,
Fix
yeah.
you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like a good maiming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You were talking about an Antonov before. Those Antonovs would go into Burkina Faso. Did you see them go in there?
Yeah, I've never been there, but yeah, those big 4-engine ones, high
Yeah.
wing.
All the 2-wing ones. 2-engine ones. The
Oh.
Antonov 24s.
Oh, the smaller one.
Yeah, I think the smaller ones are 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah.
They'd go into. It's quite funny. See them go in there. The back would come down. The crew would come out with a table and chairs. They'd sit down and they'd just smash vodka while the plane got loaded. And then all just walk back onto the plane until it's loaded to just take off.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
We, in Mongolia, we had to have a Mongolian navigator
Yeah.
fly with us because Mongolia is one of the few places in the world where the local controllers don't speak English.
Yeah.
They, it's all Mongolian, so one of the requirements was we had to have him on board. He couldn't speak English either, so, but he could understand it. So I could talk to him, and he'd know what I'm saying, but he couldn't talk
You
back
think-
to me. Yeah. But
I understand you. Yeah.
Any time we weren't flying, he'd be like, "Come," and we'd go with him and the controller, and we're sitting like the controller's room, and that like. First time it was because me and Wyatt were doing it, and he's like, tea? And we're like, okay, tea. And so we halfway through our teacup, he only had 2 teacups for all 4 of us, so we're sharing like 2 teacups. And about halfway through the tea, they tip the tea out and pull it with vodka and go, here. And then it was like half an hour of vodka drinking, and they were good as gold, but me and Wyatt were like, wow. Like, it hit us on our ass.
What was old the guy in Ouagadougou that George swore by, the taxi driver, that he made everyone else get?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, whenever you got a good taxi driver, you'd stick with him, eh?
Yeah, you'd hang on to him, mate.
100%.
But he'd always take you to that, what's that club
The
called?
Evolusa.
The Ep04, he'd take you to that. Yeah. And he'd be more smashed than you.
Oh,
and
really?
And he'd always drive you home, but...
Yeah.
What country was this?
It's Mali
Burkina.
again.
Oh, was it Mali? Are you talking about Bamako?
No, it's when we got moved from Bamako.
Oh, was there another Evolusa?
Yep, there was 2.
Oh, right. I only went to the one in Bamako.
Because once the Taliban and stuff came down to Bamako level...
You got locked up for a while, didn't you?
We didn't get locked up. We just got a scare. Like, we were meant to stay in one place.
As in something happened or something could have happened?
Could have, but we didn't end up staying there. So, but they came down and took over bloody motels and stuff like that we could have potentially been in.
The Taliban did while you were there?
Yeah. I think there was a crew after us that got shipped out because of it.
Wow. Did you meet any?
No. But but that's why the base got shifted over to Ouagadougou. Is it Ouagadougou? I think.
Is it at Burkina Faso? Ouagadougou? I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Ouagadougou.
Ouagadougou.
Yeah, let's bring it up on your bloody map.
This is it's going to be people listening to us just thinking we're butchering it.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Yongadongi. Ouagadougou.
It's just to the east of Burkina Faso.
Oh, it's taking me to New South Wales and Australia. That can't be
it is in Burkina Faso.
Oh, sorry, it's in Mali. That's all. I don't know.
I thought I'm pretty sure you got your marbles mixed.
You're a fucking mixed bag of marbles, Pete.
Because there was the Evolution Bamako,
yeah.
and then over to the east of Bamako is the country Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
And then it's got Ouagadougou.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ouagadougou.
Yeah, as the capital.
Yeah. And that's where our, because our main base was.
Yeah. And so that became the base.
That became the base.
Yeah. That was my second to last, or that was my last African job. I took the plane from Ivory Coast to there.
Oh,
drop the plane off here.
yeah, sorry. And that taxi driver there that everyone sort of had after George dubbed him worthy.
Yeah,
It was him.
is it in Burkina Faso?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never would have met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, he's a
You're
bloody
right,
good
though.
bugger.
Keep the good ones.
Mm.
Definitely.
But fuck, he was a pisshead. But loved it.
We had a really good one in Ethiopia, in the capital, and we'd use them. I ended up staying there for a week or two, and just paid him a daily rate, and he'd just turn up at 10 o'clock.
Happy as, eh?
Sit outside.
Yeah.
Might only go 1 or 2 places a day, but he was happy as. And
best money he's made in his life, probably.
Yeah.
He's just riding high.
I've still got a so I have to dig that out. I've got a shirt somewhere. He bought it for me when I left. I told him I was going home, and he gave me a shirt. It's like made out of the potato sack material.
Oh, really?
You know, that real itchy. It was in white, and I put the thing on, and the thing was like a blanket. It was massive. He didn't know much English, but he knew enough to say, This for you, very fat. Thanks, bro.
Please.
He was probably meaning it as a compliment, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure
very
he was.
healthy.
Yeah,
That's what I
Very
told
healthy.
myself anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Nah, she was good times.
No, there was a lot of good times over there. It's funny how when you're over there and thinking, fuck, this isn't that good, but bloody good fun to go back there and do that all again.
Yeah.
Good character building. Good character building.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, at the time, I don't know if I was enjoying it. It wasn't until I was out of there and home, and you could process it. And
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, for
It
parts
was a lot
it,
of work. A lot of work.
Yeah,
You know, like, nothing
But-
came easy.
But when you think back, it was all crews were young,
oh,
Yeah.
and we had it, and so everyone made a bloody good time of it
And
whenever
for
you
the,
could.
for the most part, we all got on.
Yeah, that's some good of those stories that didn't though, isn't there? But
Yeah.
Um,
And then your nights at the Aviation, like when we did let it, let go.
oh, the
Gotta be
boys
let
trying
go.
to creep onto the bloody Night Riders, Jesus Christ!
Wasn't it the other way around? The Night Riders kind of creep onto the boys.
I don't know. In the Appaloosa, there's some pretty tidy imports, I think, that got bloody
Yeah,
shipped in
the
there.
imports are just there to look at.
Yeah, no touchy, don't touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd look at them all night, and then take home. Oh, the old jungle fever come creeping in.
Don't forget who's listening, buddy. You're
Well, I just think that, bloody, we could, that's probably... There should have been a quicker rotation, Maybe a month to not this fucking over 2 month business. But
Yeah, 1 month, it's not bad, but then once you go in 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
a young man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Palmer's no good anymore.
Should we just leave it at that, eh?
Yeah, sorry. Old, no, how did we go there? No, it was good times.
Yeah.
That Kiwi Air crew must, I wonder what the number was in the end of people.
Like how many people? Heaps.
Yeah.
Because because I joined back with Kiwi Air in 2019, and I think we had something like, it was like 12, 13 pilots in India at the time,
Yeah, right.
And that's all new crew, but it was long after our time.
Because in the height of it, how many planes was it, XLs dotted around the world?
We had a Cresco, 2 twins,
Yeah.
and then we had XLA, XLA, XLB, JBC, SWA, FNZ. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Yeah, so that's 8 aircraft.
Holy cow.
And then
Yeah, and 3
XLE
pilot-
came in, and then
Yeah, XLE came in.
so then the 3 pilot crew, and they're all on rotation with each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not bad for a little,
little Gizzy-based company.
Little Gizzy-based company that was pretty well done.
How many
Pretty
hours
cool.
did you guys have when you started surveying? Because that was both your first flying job.
Yeah, 270. Yeah.
I think I was about the same.
Yeah. And that's where it was good, giving the young guys a good start, and
On a turbine.
on a turbine.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Yeah, a lot
Even
of
though
trust.
you were with senior boys that had been doing a bit already, but
It was always good oversight. He's always someone you'll never put on your own. You're always with a senior guy, so it was always good. And the support you needed, it was always for the most part pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started and I did, was it 1 month you do or 2 months normally? Whatever it was. I can't remember.
Don't say normal with me.
Pete would do year on, month off.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's actually just a week off, Pete. You got to carry on.
Yeah.
I did my first stint ever. That was in Tanzania, and then got asked to stay on to do another run because I think the fella who was going to carry on, he quit. Oh no, he didn't quit. He left and was going to go fly Air New Zealand or something. And I filled his spot, and I was like, oh yeah, I could. Yeah, sure. I was keen to anyway, but I could do with some Milky Bar and some dip and stuff.
Yes.
And I don't know what I was. Yeah, I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
The reduced cream in the cans was curdled though, so the dip was not very tasty. I think. We were staying at a nice hotel in this place, Tabora. Was the town. Right in the middle, I think, of the country. Yeah, it's quite neat. The little Orion Hotel, Odeon, and there are a couple of English expats there that were nurses, and we were trying to impress them. And I was trying to impress them with the Kiwi dip and how good it was. And then it arrived, and we had this big, massive party, and the dip was terrible.
And they moved on. We're not impressed.
And they left.
Yeah. You need better dip than that.
Yeah. No, that was cool. I did.
Yeah.
I think my first week I did 60 hours. Something stupid like that. And the first month I nearly doubled it. So I was the same as you, Pete. I had less than 300 hours when I started.
Yep.
And then did 200 hours in my first month.
Yeah.
So I nearly,
massive, eh?
Yeah. Was steep learning curve for going from little Cessnas at 110 knots or whatever to 130 knots ground speed, treetop height, flying a straight line for 8.5 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah. That's different. But especially where we work in Africa, where the weather was good for the most part, you could go out and do it, It's not like here in New Zealand where you go out for half a day and the weather's craps out.
Yeah. Well, that first job that I did was up in north of Auckland. And the fog just hung around all day.
Did you do the Northland job in the RTP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there was the first 2 weeks that we set up there, we bloody drunk beers. Like, there was nothing to do. I thought, I like flying jobs. I think Pyjama Pilot was a good decision. I did nothing. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
how high were you surveying up there?
I can't remember.
Was it low? Or?
Yeah, it was like 100 and
it
something
was low.
feet.
Yeah, I think we got into a bit of trouble in the end from all the towns, because we were going straight over the town. You'd hit the town and then you'd go up a wee bit and drop back down the other side, and but big country up in there, eh?
Yeah. It's really I did a little bit of that job, and I'd never been to Northland. I didn't realise how nice it was up there.
Yeah, very nice.
Like Kerikeri, because we were based in Kerikeri,
Oh, you got
beautiful.
further up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you go coast to coast, and you'd be
Yeah.
like shit coast, and then
Good coast.
beautiful blue sea, and then back to the shit coast, and then.
Are you saying the west coast was the shit coast? I think it was.
No, I just mean like the beach. The beaches are just, they're just so gnarly.
Are they grey?
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Yeah. Good pharmacies, though.
Good pharmacies.
Yeah, I did the west coast from Franz Joseph down to Haast.
Yeah, that's right. It was one of your first ones, wasn't it?
My last one.
Or your last one?
Yeah, I think it was the last one. We went out from the base of the hills there, and then like 40 k's out to sea.
Yeah, right.
So to go, but we're going parallel with the coastline. So we'd do some days where you're just like doing mad climbs to get over the mountains, and other days where you're just flat going over the sea. We had some of Andy's mates call us wanting to mark spots where the skipjacks were. The tuna.
Right, really? Go do some fishing.
Yeah. Don't think we ever saw any though.
Yeah. I was flying off down there once, just off the coast, and like saw a massive like group of dolphins swimming just off the coast.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of a fox. Yeah.
And were they definitely dolphins?
Oh, definitely dolphins.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hundreds of them. Hundreds of them.
I think we saw some too.
Yeah.
Might have to dig through the archives and have a look for them.
Yeah, I've got an old photo, but it's from the old film day photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real camera.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Bloody good.
How you getting on there, Hoodie?
No, living the dream, mate. Every day. Every day. Had a bloody good weekend. I caught up with some fellow aviators. Jake Reed, we went and stayed with him down in Wanaka.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Did you rope him into joining us?
Yeah, no, he said he came to come on and talk a bit of rubbish.
Good.
And fucking who else just randomly popped in? Johan? Did you guys fly with Johan?
Yeah, I used to fly with Johan.
Then Wanaka.
Yeah, he's down in Wanaka there, lives down there, and then who else? Kent McKenzie pulled in, just happened to be going for a bloody Kent McKenzie.
Did he do
from
some
down...
Kiwi Air?
No, but he's down Mackenzie Aviation, top dressing, and Gore there, yeah.
Gore.
But no, he just happened to be driving past, so called in and had a beer, but
Nice.
yeah, she was a bloody good weekend. Catching up with the lads. That was a good thing about Kiwi, wasn't it? Was how many people you met. It was just unreal.
Yeah.
Some bloody good mates.
Quite a few are in the airlines now as well, eh?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I
There's
know.
a big mix of people, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some went to Aussie with Qantas, or New Zealand Qantas, whatever it was called, but
Yeah.
and there's a couple.
Emirates.
Oh, really? Emirates?
Yeah.
Shit.
Joyce went to Emirates.
What's he flying? The 380 or the 777?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure.
Big, whatever it is.
Big, yeah. And then there's few in Air New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 3 in town here that I flew with that are with Air New Zealand now. 2 on the 777.
Yeah.
1 a training captain on the ATR.
Yep. And a few guys flying private jets now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to chat to everyone and see what sounds like the better option out of what everyone took.
Yeah, was it top dressing or was it private jets or the airlines?
Yeah, because there's a few different paths taken.
Have you ever thought about the airlines or any other?
Yeah, I'd go airlines.
Too dumb. Pete's smart enough.
I thought you were saying you're too dumb to be. Are you saying you're too dumb to be an airline, or being an airline pilot is too dumb?
No, I'm too dumb.
No, you're not.
No, yeah. I don't think you realise how many times I failed just to get my bloody instrument rating.
Well, I know every time you're renewing your BFR, I get the phone call.
I know! I'm doing my BFR next week, and I ring up Pete, And he's like sending me through all this shit. I was like, I'm done.
What, for the exam? The little written.
Yeah.
The little tiny one, yeah.
It used to be whenever he had to do his ag renewal, I used to get a phone call.
How do you do it? Every
Yeah.
year it'll be the same thing. You think you just remember from last year.
Yeah.
How do you do a weight and balance? I was like, oh, fuck, I hate this shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Well, to be fair, those weight and balances are like an English proficiency nightmare.
Yes.
They'd go from pounds to centimetres to inches, and in the Fletcher or Cresco ones, used to do my head in.
It's just a lot of rubbish, really.
Yeah.
Well, I've got...
carry on.
I was going to say, what I got here, shall I pull out that exam and we can whip through it?
Do it as a team effort. What time does the sun rise? I have to look up what zone it is in. Yeah.
That'd be embarrassing for me. Should know some of that. Yeah.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
Yeah, I would have given the airlines a go. I applied for Air New Zealand after Kiwi Air.
What did they say?
They said,
I thought there would have been a certain percentage put aside for blokes like you.
like who, Sam? I don't understand what you're saying. You might have to be a bit more specific.
Certain ethnicities may have been allocated certain slots.
Well, you should apply then.
Well, it didn't work out anyway. I got offered the job, but it didn't work out.
I bet you if you went back there now, these days, you'd definitely get it. It's come a long way since then.
Why have you applied? Are you speaking from experience?
No. Yeah.
Mm.
But tell us about your experience there, Burgess.
Oh, it was good. It was.
Did you go through the interview process?
No, I never got that far. I spoke to.
Oh well, if you just got there.
So you submitted a CV.
I rang the lady in Hamilton. I think it was Hamilton. It was who had the 1900s?
It would have been Eagle, yeah.
Eagle.
Yeah.
Rang Eagle because someone else was flying there from Kiwi Air, and they were the small ones. Rang them up. I think it was a lady, Wendy. Lovely lady. Was like, I just got all this hours and need a job. Don't want to go back to not flying. And she's like, yeah, cool. What have you got? Oh, just single turbine. Do you have a multi? Oh, nah. But I can get one.
Multicultural background. Yeah. That's
When you talk, honey, you have to talk quiet. We can't understand you.
Oh, sorry.
I did not understand much of that.
Sorry.
It must have been funny, though.
Yeah. Well, I said you should have said, when she asked me a multi, you should have said a multicultural background, and then you would have had an opening right there to me just start rattling names off.
I can just see everyone banning this podcast now.
Mate, you're just getting us cancelled.
I'm not. We are being inclusive.
A good thing that you're sponsoring us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, sponsored by Greymouth Pharmacy.
Yeah. Electrolytes for the start of the coast to coast.
Yeah.
That's right.
David Ward doesn't matter. We got it.
We got it. We stocked up for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the job. I just needed to go get my multi-instrument and get it converted over, which was when I went to go and do my multi. I think it's like 10 hours or 15 hours. If you got a single instrument rating, you can do a multi, just a straight multi rating, and your instrument rating can be blended into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it saves you a bucket load of money.
So you just go do your multi-rating, so your 5 hours or whatever it is, and then just do instrument renewal.
Something like that, yeah. It ended up being a lot cheaper than starting out as a multi-instrument anyway.
Yeah.
But that was when I did my first flight, that 1.3 which I have to keep writing in my logbook on every new page. 1.3 hours in a multi, and did that flight, and that was when the instructor was going through my logbook and checking my licenses, and realised I didn't have a single IFR.
How do you not have a single IFR? Is that when you didn't hand in the paperwork?
That's when I didn't hand in the paperwork. Yeah. And it was going to cost a lot more money to redo it, so that was the end of that.
You would have made a good airline pilot.
Thank you, Sam.
You're very good on the PA system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's quite important.
It would have been. I reckon you would have been much more suited there than sitting on the end of the runways with your group of mates. Taking pictures and videos.
I'd still be there.
He'd still be doing it.
I'd still be there.
On your days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at the amount of interesting people you meet there. I met a chap who's a 787 captain for Japan Airlines or ANA. I can't remember which one. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit the bed.
There you go. Would never have met him otherwise.
No. Quite the social thing.
It is, Pete.
Yeah.
Do you reckon those pilots in the airlines try and do the Family Guy thing where they drag out the PA talk and...
I have been on a plane where one of them 100% yes. I won't say his name, but he was a Gizzy.
Someone you know?
Pilot. Yeah. And every time he came on the PA, like he came on more than any other pilot, and every time he introduced himself as "This is your captain speaking," you know, and then put his name, Captain. And like I'd laugh. Like by the time I finished the flight, I was like, "Holy fuck, this guy's just taking a piss now."
Who was it?
Yeah, I'm not saying, not naming names.
Make a name up that
we can refer back to him.
Yeah. Fuck! Imagine Sam being in there.
Oh, couldn't you?
Jeepers.
Well,
Captain Hoodie. Captain Hoodie at the helm.
There's another ex-Kiwi Air pilot who got into the airline games, but I think it was his first job, and it's a 135, small regional one. And he, I think, flying a caravan. I remember him telling us, like, his first flight, he just, with X hours, you can just pull it back and they just drop, like, a rock. He did that, and the boss is like, you can't do that, man. Like, you can't have a 3,000 foot descent rate in a caravan.
Popping
with
passengers left, right, and centre.
Ex-top dressing pilot. Same thing. Ex-top dressing pilot, won't name names, but decided that he wanted to give the airlines a try in New Zealand. And, the same sort of thing. His whole life, because he's a bit further on in his career. So, he had his whole life, he's just been coming back onto airstrips with a big bloody dumbbell turn and big wing over and bring it back in, and he did that in the bloody big Q300. He got it, did that. And he got a power of shit for it.
Oh,
I would imagine so. I could imagine. Because I've been flying the twin, the 406.
Yeah.
And like when I was just getting recurrent on it again, the dude sitting next to me, he kept going, you can't be doing ag landings, because I just come in and get quite slow and pull the nose up, and he's like, nah, like if your engine stops now, we're really up shit creek sort of thing. You got to fly it on. Yeah. So it's like every time I'm coming in, it's like 110 knots, 110 knots, 110 knots.
Doesn't feel right though.
No, you feel like your nose is way too low, you're going way too fast, but it works out. After a few landings, you get it.
Get used to it.
Get used to it.
It's the hardest landing or approach for me is one where you're joining long finals. Like anything more than a mile out, I get so confused and I just can't do it unless they've got those peppy lights or whatever.
Do you always come in quite hot, like high?
Yeah.
like a steep approach.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
screwed me up on. I did a BFR once in a 172, and I was way too high, and then
Yeah.
go to
I can
idle
do
and
this.
there's no beater, and
It's
It's
like
not coming down.
you just want to put in like a quick little turn, and come back round again, and you'll be right.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. If it's a constant turn all the way to the deck, then I'm so much more comfortable in doing an approach. But along in, I mean, from a economy side, you want to get there as quick as possible, but slow down at the right time, not too early, and have to put power in and all that sort of crap. But yeah, good fun. Good fun.
Yeah.
Captain Hoodie.
Mm.
You'd fly a 777, wouldn't you?
Oh shit, yeah.
I'd love to give it a burn if you had to go on a proper sim.
Nah.
Fuck.
Have you?
No. I know Andy won a I've got Flight Sim on my computer.
Oh, well,
With
that's
a-
basically a sim, isn't
With
it?
a little
Yeah.
joystick here.
Basically a 777 cockpit.
Yeah.
Full motion.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
much
You
the
got your-
captain.
You got your like your chair spins around, does it?
Do you put your head on when you jump on there?
Yeah, I've
Your
still
captain
got
hat.
my Kiwi Air shirts with the epaulets. I've
Do
got
you?
those stored away somewhere.